Welcome to Tech Clips. In this video, I'm going to show how to track the visa application or the passport application which you already sent to VFS Global and how to track it and get the updates regularly. So before starting this actual tracking process, we have 3 steps to follow. First one, you have to ensure that the FedEx website or FedEx tracking website and make sure that your packet is delivered there and you have a proof for it. You can have the options to obtain the proof of delivery and you'll get the full details, who signed it, when it delivered, etc. That's the first thing. Second thing, you can track it. So just for tracking the VFS Global, you have to go to the VFS Global website for tracking applications, and you see make sure that any updates or any attentions or any symbols like this is over there in the website. So it clearly shows if there are any changes or any updates happening at VFSN. So in this one, you can see that it is impacted. The VFS centers are impacted by COVID. Due to that, some of the centers are impacted with it. So you have to click on each links. First one, it is from Atlanta. As you see, it is impacted with the consulate itself. So which means the consulate is stopped and there is no other things are happening, or there is no process happening for the visa applications for the next 2 weeks. So that is from Atlanta. And if you're going to the San Francisco, it is showing it is open, reopened, which means it is already closed earlier and it's reopened with reduced capacity. And if you're going to the New York ones, it's also the same. It's open, reopened with reduced capacities, and hence all will experience delays in turnaround time. So this is the second steps which you have to check before tracking the application. And finally, you have to ensure that you have the mail from VFS Global that your package is received in VFS and it will process within so and so time. For my case, it is showing 48 to 72 hours. So these 3 steps you have to ensure that before doing or before going to the actual tracking. So for tracking the application, what you have to do, you have to click the track application link from the VFS Global. It will redirect to the page like this, VFS Global Tracking. Here you have to enter your application reference number, date of birth, according to the details which you have sent. This is a government website, application reference number, and then click on this. After clicking the captcha or this signature or this sign, click on submit. You will get an the current status accordingly. So for my case, first it was showing like this for us invalid inputs. Even though it is received there in VFS Global, it will show like this invalid input for many days. So what you have to do in that case, there is a link here to contact VFS. So if you are seeing invalid inputs, you have to click on the contact us button. It will show the inquiry page of VFS. So here you have to fill many details, like when uh, your application is before 4th November, which means it is not with VFS Global, it is with CKGS. So you have to contact CKGS for that status or the application details. And then the application stage, in this case, it is like after submitting applications, and you have to select the category, whether it's individual, group, and then your application name, application email ID, phone number, travel date. You can put any date. Today's date is also fine. VFS tracking ID, that's a tracking ID from VFS, and then the sender which you have selected while sending this application, and finally the passport service. This video is covering, or it is common for passport renovation, passport reissuance, new passport, and even global entry program. So depending on your case, you select accordingly, and then in writing you can have the 3 options: inquiry, refund request, and complaint. So you can try the inquire about option first. If you send these details, you will get or you will get an options like this: inquiry about what. So in that case, you have to about courier or others, and type your answers, type your questions, basically questions over here, what you're expecting, or you receive the email notification in so and so date. Until this time, it is showing as invalid input in the VFS Global. And you can ask many questions: when it will get updated, how to process it. All these questions, your questions, you can submit over here in the inquiry. And then once you submit it, you will receive an email like this from info.ihcusa.com. From this helpline, the helpline mail email ID, you will get an email that it is received, the inquiry is received, and we will update you in 24 hours. So if you are not getting any updates from this inquiry, what you have to do, you have to again go back to the same page. Instead of inquiry, you have to raise a complaint here. So in that complaint, you have to state all these informations. It is pending for this many days, and I'm not seeing any updates from VFS. For that, then you submit that in that complaint. You will get another email from the same or VFS helpline email ID like this. Okay, so in that they will clearly mention when it is received, and if there are any processing delays. For my case, it shows we anticipate longer wait time usual because of the COVID impact, and it will take another 5 to 6 days. It is not the same which they sent in the first email, so it will take another 5 to 6 business days to update the status in the online portal. So once this email is once you get these emails and wait for 5 to 6 business days, again you have to check the status, and it will change the status. You can see the status will change after that. If it is not changed, you have to contact again in the same process, either by a complaint or by an inquiry, and you will get the updates from them in 24 hours. Okay, so in my case, it's changed after 6 days. It shows the application sent to consulate, and after a few days it shows your application has reached the embassy. So in these steps, you ensure that, okay, from VFS side, everything is done. Your form verification, your police verification, all the activities are done, and they send the details to embassy, and it reached embassy. Okay, so the next step is you can track the embassy details from the government website. So government website, it's the same which we already have created the user profile there. So no need to log in here. What you have to do, you have to click on the track status. Okay, in this one you have to enter your application reference number, date of birth, and the captcha, and click on the track application status. Okay, and in this status you can clearly see your current status. For my case, it is showing passport application along with the fees details has been received. The same is under processing at embassy or consulate. So once your status is changed in the consulate website, you have to constantly look here and get the status accordingly. And that's it. This is a tracking. I think I covered everything. If you have any doubts in the application process, I will include the links in my video. So if you like the video, just click on like and subscribe my channel. Thank you.